Collecting Chaos here, and I want to take a minute for what I'm going to call a Barbie Minute. It's actually going to be 1 to 5 minutes long. I'm going to do a series of these, yeah, I'm going to do it from time to time when I learn more about these incredible dolls. Now, recently, I picked up a few Barbies. And of course, being the type of person I am, before I offer something up for sale, I want to know as much about it as I can possibly find out. So I got a little excited because most of the Barbies that I was looking at, 1966 on the body, on the torso, and I'm thinking this is good. Yeah, as it turns out, not so much. As I looked more into it, I noticed a lot of the heads were like from the 70s and the 80s, and I thought, well, how can this be? What's going on? So I started researching, and as it turns out, 1966 was the date of the doll's patent. It really has nothing to do whatsoever with when the doll was manufactured. So how am I supposed to figure out when a doll is made, and what it is, and more importantly, what's it worth? Well, as it turns out, there's more information on that doll than just the date. It has a country of manufacture. Now, with a lot of things, this doesn't mean anything. But with Barbies, it's incredibly important. Barbies were made in Japan originally. From 1959 to 1972, Barbies were made in Japan. And the 1966 body was copyrighted and trademarked in 1966, but it didn't go into production or sale until 1967. So what that means is if you have Japan on the right butt cheek of your Barbie doll, it was made between 1967 and 1972. It's only a 5-year window. That's pretty good. You can research it and figure out from there. Now, they used that same body in 1966, but it was made in Mexico from 1968 to 1970, and then again from 1989 and 1990. And from 1970 to 1987, they had makers of the doll in Hong Kong and Taiwan. So are you seeing how this goes? You look at where it was manufactured, and you can get a good idea of when it was made, or at least a time frame. And from there, it's a little easier. They were made from 1973 to 1978. Korea had a manufacturer, and it'll have Korea on there. And then Hong Kong and Taiwan both had factories from 1970 to 1987. And from 1978 to 1988, you had Barbies that were made in the Philippines. 1986, Mattel opened a factory in China and in Malaysia. And in 1992, they opened a factory in Indonesia. Now, there are 2 factories in China, one in Malaysia and one in Indonesia. They still produce Barbies to this day. But the 1966 Barbie, from all I could find out, ceased production in the late 90s, and they started with the 1999 Barbie. So that's your Barbie Minute. See you next time.